Hello, hello, hello. I am a few minutes late. I was having technical difficulties. I don't know if it's happened to you guys. You know how stressful it can get. But I am here getting ready to start playing with my Gelli Plate and some watercolor crayons. Now, I did do a couple pieces so that I could understand what it did. And this is what I managed to create. So this was the main image, and then I did two more after that. So this one, and then an envelope, and then a note sized envelope, and that looks very watercolory, very pretty. So that is what I've done with it, but now I'd like to do it in another color. So I got my board the way I want it, so that there's a little bit of white on there, but that'll give me some texture, so I'm happy with that. So now I wanted to show you the rest of these. I have them in various colors. I bought them on clearance, very cheap. I was so excited to get them, and then I really hadn't figured out what I wanted to do with them. You know, how was I going to be able to incorporate them into my life? So why not throw them on the Gelli Plate? So we have red, pink, orange, a burgundy, mulberry pink. I don't know if they have names. Pomegranate, green, brown. I think this is black. A flesh tone, flesh, and then the colors that I used earlier are these right here, a tealy blue, yellow, green, and then I have a white. These are made by, it says Marabou Art Crayon Mixed Media. So, and they are watercolor, that water-based. That made me feel a little bit more comfortable messing around with them on my Gelli Plate. So if you're here, please say hi. I'd love to hear from you. Every Wednesday I come on here and I find new ways to use a Gelli Plate. I try to use different medias, different textures, household items, toys, anything I can find to go ahead and make fun images that I can pull off with various different kinds of paper. So that's basically the story behind the whole thing right there. So I'm going to use this one, and I'm going to show you what I did to create that blue and green. So I put this on here and I pressed it down so that it was kind of suctioned to it, because the Gelli Plate has a little bit of a moist surface. There we go. Now I'm going to use various pinks and oranges because I've already done the blue one and I'm just curious. So what I did is I came in here with this crayon and I just put it on there, right? I just smeared it on there. I didn't try to fill in. I didn't try to be perfect. I just wanted to kind of do what I was doing in another video with the paintbrush, only with this really wide, nice tip of this crayon, type of a crayon. So I'm just throwing this color in here, and we'll just see. So if you are new to my channel, thank you very much for stopping by. This week will also be the hashtag Joy of Blue collab with Crafting and Relaxing and 22 other fabulous creators here on YouTube. So excited about that. Last month was a blast. So now I'm going to throw a little bit here in this circular area. And then I think I might go ahead and put this in the center, just to be a nice solid pop of color in the center. So now I'm going to go in with that pinky color and put that on the other side. It's a very pale pink, as on here it looks very neon, but on the board it turns a little bit pale, which will be good because that'll be a nice contrast between the deep pomegranate And then, what is this color? Rose pink. Oh, what a beautiful color. I love roses. Love the smell of roses, the look of roses. I don't grow a lot of roses. I have a few around here, but they're probably a little more of a specialty flower than what I'm up for. They take some work. I'm a low maintenance kind of landscaping girl. Spend most of my time working down here in the room, not on my yard, that's for sure. I don't know if that's good or bad, right? Don't know, but it's what I do. Okay, so there's the pink. Now we'll bring the pink in, and let's just do it on the top of this, and then we'll put the orangey color on the bottom part. Sorry this is taking so long. I could have colored it ahead of time, but it's kind of fun because you never know until you get into it exactly. I mean, you might know what your color combinations are going to be, but you don't know how they'll blend or what the color that they will create together, right? So I'm going to put this orange in here. And on the other one, I didn't put color on every section, so I don't have to actually fill all of this with color to make it a beautiful image. I think I'm going to add some yellow because yellow on the other one was a really nice bright pop of color. So I'm just going to go into these triangle areas with that and then come around here. Now we did, like I said, we did this with paint brushes with acrylic paints. I don't know if it was last session or the session before that. Hi, Kathy Lake. I do think so. If they're water-based, Kathy, I think you could. I think the trick to this bean is that it just needs to be water-based or possibly acrylic-based, but not, I just don't know. Like, I know the alcohol inks and that do stain my board, so I have to be very careful and decide diligently what I want to use on here and if it's worth me, you know, getting stains on there. So alrighty, so I think that's going to work out kind of nice. We'll just see. So now what I did before is I sprayed it with water, right? Hi, Angie. How are you, sweetie? So I sprayed it with water. And then I took this paper that's kind of thick, cardstock. You wouldn't want to use a really fine, thin paper because there is water on there and that water is going to saturate your paper. So you need something that can handle it, right? And then I just sat there. I only have one set of gelatos and I have not used them a ton. I need to drag them out and see what they would do. But I think they're probably very similar. They just aren't as vibrant, are they? These are very vibrant, and I think maybe that's the... But, you know, like I said, these were going on clearance, so I don't think that people really loved these. So I don't know. But that's usually when I'll buy something and try it. It's when it's on clearance or on sale. Okay, here we go. So here's one. Wow, ladies. Wow, 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 wow. What do you think? You tell me. So this is a watercolor crayon just smeared into straight through a stencil on a jelly plate, and then I sprayed it with water. Hi, Dorcas. What do you think? Do you like it? Do you like it better than the blue one? Let me bring the blue one back. This is the first one I did, and what made me think I would try to do this session. This one looks a little more watercolor. This one looks a little more vibrant, which I kind of like, the vibrant. But there we go. There's the two different ones. Now, I did several pulls off of that, right? So I was able to spray this with water again. And then what I did was I came in with these beautiful, these are like the kind for weddings. These are just really stunning. Cream colored, I don't know if that's 5x7, but it's a pretty good sized envelope, right? And I pressed it down on there, rolled over it, and then boom. Look at that. I'm glad, Angie. think I'll do something with the two colors here in a minute, because if I could get this blue in here in some of these places, I could actually create I could possibly get a little bit of purple. But let's do this for now. Let's put this where the yellow was. Actually, let's just do this on this whole row so that we can, it'll combine the colors, but it'll also give me a distinctive ring around the image. And I might do that on the edge too. This is a nice break from what I was doing, which was getting ready after the sale, you know, invoices and packing supplies and stuff. So I take a little break, come over here for Wild Wednesday. Okay, so there's that. Now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the green to this area where we just had that blushy pink, because it was there, but it didn't stand out as much as I thought it could. And we'll just keep altering this, and we'll be able to make multiple images out of the one that we started. Now I'm thinking that green, I want to set a little bit of it in here, just so that I have it not in one place. So I'm just going to put it on the tips of these little petals right here and see what happens. See what happens. Now we spray it again with water. Put a cardstock type paper on. Well, this one isn't cardstock type. This one's a little less. So let's see, this one will be okay. But I do have, I do have paper that I buy from the Dollar Tree that is really thin. It's great for some pulls, but it's not great for all of them. Look at that, you guys. Oh my goodness. Wow. These stencils have just been so inspiring to me. I've created a lot of things just since I've gotten those that I'm really happy about. Now, I need some more color around here, but look at that. Yeah, I think what I need to do is, and I'll only do this a couple more times, guys. I'm going to do this and get this one, then we'll just have this will be our last print out of it. We'll pull it up without the stencil. But right now I just want to bring in this burgundy again, because I really miss seeing that in there. I think that was one of the reasons that the other one looked so awesome, because it had that very vibrant opaque jewel tone, just like outline pops of colors. It was awesome. So I'm going to bring this back in, and the pink will be fine because this will bleed over a little bit, or if not, it'll be fine to not be there. There we go. Let's bring this one up, and then we will pull the stencil off and see what happens. Deb, I didn't think I was going to get in. That was weird. I'll tell you, I was over on StreamYard. StreamYard says, nope, we're too busy. We can't let you in. Try in 30 seconds. Well, I kept trying, and I'm like, I'm already going to be late, so I had to go over to OBS, and even then I had some technical difficulties. So it's just been one of those days. I didn't think I was going to get in. Oh, so Deb, what we're working with is mixed media art crayons from Marabou. I bought, I think, 2 packs, maybe 3. They were on clearance, and I bought them probably 2 years ago. I've messed with them a little bit. I had enjoyed them, but I thought, you know, when you encouraged me to use the Posca pens, I thought, oh my gosh, let's go ahead and see what else we can do with them. So I put it on here, and I created this one, Deb, first off camera, and then we made this one, which I'm really happy with. I'm really happy with that one. And we made an envelope. So we're having fun. We are having fun. This is another envelope, and I'm really excited about the envelopes. This is an ivory colored, and so it just really made it look nice. Okay, so let's do this one, and then we'll bring the stencil up and see what happens when we pull it off with some acrylic paint, possibly. We'll see. That or a gloss. I haven't decided. Okay, so there's that. Oh, wow. Wow, I like the blue in there. I think what I'm going to end up having to do is just color them all at the same time to truly get what I'm looking for, but I do like that. this here, the orange and the green and that burgundy turned a little bit brown. That's kind of fun. Let's see. Dorcas says, I wonder how pastel crayons would work. Have you tried that? I have not, and I'd like to. That's the thing is, now that Deb got me thinking about things, I'm wanting to figure out a lot of stuff. But yeah, so that's that one. Now what I'd like to do is go ahead and pull the stencil off, and we still have some there. Then what we're going to do is we have to decide. I can pull it up with water, but I almost wonder what a gloss. I mean, even if it smears it, it'll just be a good background, right? I mean, if, you know, because the smudginess, I know. The thing is it's like I couldn't paint that beautiful myself. And so to be able to do it through a stencil, I don't know how this will react to it, but we will figure it out. We never know until we try. And this is going to be really light, but it's just pulling off the rest of it. And I'm going to do it with this is the paper that I get from the Dollar Tree, I think. I don't know what it is. It could be that or something else. It didn't introduce itself to me. I don't know its name. Okay, so this is with the acrylic medium Liquitex gloss medium. Right, so that way we're not having a background. It's just those crayons on top of this off-white paper. Okay. See how that's so, well, you can't see it, but it's wrinkled up because it's so thin. This is what I was saying. You don't want to use this with the water. But look at that. Oh, wow. Wow. Different. My very favorite is the first two of the pool, you know. I'm really liking that. So now what I'm thinking though is let's do this. Let's do this on a couple of envelopes just for the fun of it. Let's just go ahead and get some antique white on here, and we will pull up on some envelopes and see what we get. Just for the fun of it. But let's go ahead and, do you see this? This is a piece of styrofoam. And what I did was I used some sort of ironing thing that you iron small bits of fabric and to melt it the way I wanted it. Okay, so there we go. Let's see. This isn't going to be fabulous, but it might make a good background. So, and sometimes that's what I'm looking for, is just backgrounds. Oi, let's see what it does. Oh, look at all that. It's there. What is this, Kathy? This was a packaging. There, it was like this long, and I cut it in half, and I had 2 of them, so I have 4 of these. And I took a hot, it's like a quilting iron. It's only like this big at the tip, and I used it to make circles and diamonds. This one I like. Like I said, it's a background. I could collage on top of that, or just even the label on top of that. It would be a nice background. So there's that one. Let me see if I can pull up anything else. Nope, it looks like that's going to stay. Okay, so set that aside. Now, I have another stencil here that we could mess around with. We have that white in the background, and I have so many stencils now that I haven't even used, and I would like to use them. So, but I don't think I'm going to do that again, because what that does is really I'm going to have to wash those stencils versus the ones that I usually don't wash. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I hope so. So now, what am I going to do, ladies? I got so inspired on Friday and Sunday by trying to move a few things. Oh, see, I did have this. I didn't know, but the thing is this just takes so long. But I thought it would be fun. Let's just mess around with it because I have it here. I'm not gonna bring it out, you know, that often. Let's see if I can use a larger brush maybe. Now this is just a watercolor palette. I did some research, and I I got one that I was pretty happy with. This doesn't look like it's gonna, I'm gonna need it to be more opaque if that's gonna really work. So let's do that. And then we will blend in some purple. I'm gonna make a huge mess out of my palette, which is typical of me. I don't know if that's gonna work. That's the problem, is I get ideas, but I am not sure exactly how to translate it into what will work. So I'm just going to grab some of this pink and throw it in here to try to, just because I can, and I like contrast. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. This brush is making it so bubbly. The other brush is making it opaque. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, I'm making a big mess. That's okay. We'll pull this one off and see what we get. It's just going to be what it is. Oops. Break everything. Okay, so I'm going to use this. See what happens. Oh, sorry, Kath. Liquitex acrylic mediums. It's the gloss medium, and I use this a lot to pull off prints that I don't want to add a colored paint or even a white paint. I just don't want to add anything to it. I'm not sure why, but my piece of paper has something on it. So let's just see out of curiosity. Oh, wow. Yeah, I would mess around with the watercolors on here, because that, if you like a watercolor look, that is really pretty. That is really pretty. Wow. We didn't get the definition of the stencil the way that I would have liked, but let's see if we pull this off. I don't know if there's going to be anything there. Mostly I feel like there's a lot on here still, but it's kind of dried. No, it's still a little bit there. Let me throw it over here on top of this and see if I can get any of that off. And a little bit. Just smudged off a little bit. That's what was left on the stencil. So let's, I don't think that's going to be anything there that we can do a full print on, or full, do a full plan with. But what we can do is throw a wash over it. I've seen what people call inky papers and things, where they use different watercolors and things on their paper and make all kinds of beautiful smears. I'm just going to get up the excess so that that's in there. See, now if that would have been done with a more distinct colors, there's still some color left on there, and that's what I want to pull up. But I want to pull it up in a way that I'm, happy with. So let's do this. And let's work with light colors, because we might still see some of those purples. It might ruin your palette, but the Liquitex make a better carrier than the water and give a thicker consistency and more definition maybe. This doesn't ruin the palette, or the I'm thinking Gelli Plate. The plate, I've been using it for years on it, but there are some products that might very well could, so you do always need to be really careful. Always very careful with your Gelli Plate. I know that I ruined one by trying to use the heat gun on it. I thought I was being careful. I thought I was using it lightly. It's not something you can put on there, and even to try to, because I didn't have patience for the drying process between the layers, which a lot of people don't, and that's why things look the way they do sometimes. But I'm gonna put this on the back of here. I don't want to smear that around because I really like it, but I do want to bring up some of that. Do you see how I got some of it? There we go. Okay. And then all that did on the back was I did get some of the paint off of the actual stencil, but mostly just the ivory, not ivory, antique and vintage white. I haven't been right once. Not ivory, not antique, none of that. I'm going to put this away. Now that I made a mess out of it. I tend to do that though. Okay, so now I can put another color on here, and let's do a mossy green. I mean, use it on your watercolor palette. Oh, boy, that's an idea. I don't do watercolor actual painting. I would have loved to, but it's just not one of the mediums I've gotten into. I bought the stuff to do it because I would like to do it, but I bought the stuff to do a lot of things that I haven't actually figured out to do. You can only learn so much and still manage to do other things. It's a lot. So I'm just going to keep layering up, pulling some off, layer up. You see how we're pulling some of that off? See that? Now I have that creamy white and I have this green, and I'm thinking I'm going to pull this off and then we will pull it up with something else. There we go. That is pretty. This is tough. So I could go dark, but then I'd lose some of the, I could do a contrasting color. I could go light. What is this? Jamaican Sea? Jamaican me crazy. Let's go light just so that I can see if I can maybe even go up further from that. We'll see. If I go too dark, it'll be hard for me to lighten it back up. But I can keep going darker. Now this is just a really light, almost a minty blue. And that kind of a fun combination, minty blue. Okay, so we still have our image back there. I would like to go ahead and maybe use some, these are tiny, tiny bubble wraps I've been saving. I'll tell you, I am a fanatic about these. If they're in different shapes or different sizes than what I already have, I have to have it. Have to have it. So I just want to get a little bit of texture in there. There we go. I don't know if you can see that very well, but it's there. You see how that pulled off some of the paint? Now we have some options as always. There are bigger dots that we can make some noise with. This one is getting so thick. There's so much paint on the little dots that it's so much bigger than it was when I first grabbed it. Alrighty. I'm thinking let's do a couple envelopes. 4 maybe. Let's just bust this up with envelopes instead of a full-sized. Because sometimes this is what I have to decide is, do I have something that I want to do with this? Right? Is this going to go in a kit? Is this going to go in a journal? What is going to happen with it? And so if I don't have a plan, sometimes I will do envelopes, note cards, things like that. Kind of fun to make little sets like this too. Everyone will be different, but we all will have some portion of it on there. Oh, that one, there's a little bit of the pink from the past right there. Look at those dots. Don't they look like bubbles? I should have probably put one more coat on here. Oh, there's a lot of that pink in that one. I like that blue, and let's see, I've got to try to use this up. So I'm going to put this in here. Try to break up those lines. And then we'll do something else. I have a project due Friday for YouTube. Those lines might stay in there. Maybe I'll just try to make them work, huh? Okay, so trying to use all the paint that I had on this piece of paper so that it doesn't go to waste. And I got some paint on this envelope, which is typical of me. And I got some on the outside, which is typical of me. And let's just move this all around a little bit. Make it look like a cloud. Be like Bob Ross. If you don't like it, turn it into a bird. Anybody watch him when you were younger or when he was with us? Bye, Angie. Thank you. So I'm going to put these back in there. Like that. And boy, I got messy on that one. Got really messy on that one. So I'm going to bring that blue back in. Where did it go? Here it is. We have the creamy white. This is kind of a pastel-y. I don't know if that's a word. If it is, I would be surprised. Alright, so we're going to bring this blue back in, and then I think what I'm going to do though is I'm going to pull it all off with something deeper and darker so that we have these in here, but then it's contrasted by something a little darker. So to do that, I think what I'm going to do is, oh, I don't want to go periwinkle. No periwinkle. I'm wondering about a sky. This is like a heavy fog. It's very, Deb says, I need to spend a few days just making papers and envelopes, dyeing, Gelli Plate, airbrush and stuff. Yes. And do it on camera so we can see. This particular one is very, almost translucent a little bit. It's darker than what I've got on here, but it's not going to end up changing anything too much. It'll just add to the background noise. Okay, so let's do that, and then we'll bring the circles, the little dots back in. Honestly, I don't even know what this is going to end up looking like. Don't know. I don't know if that actually did circles or... Oh, I'm doing it backwards, ladies. Oh, Lordy be. Alrighty, there we go. Now that I did it the right way, it actually worked. Now look at me. Okay, so I'm going to do this again with envelopes. I have one... Oh, wait, I thought I had more. I'm going to put these two down because I want to see what that looks like on a small surface, and then I'll go ahead and pull it up with a larger piece of paper so we can see what it would have looked like in a background too. So we'll have both. Ooh, that's a pretty combination of colors there. Okay, let's see what we get for our background look. Oh, wow, that's fun. So we got, look at that storm blue, how that fit in there so well. The white, you know, I wouldn't have, I should have pulled it up with maybe even a darker color on the back, but I do like how that blue worked in there. Let's see our envelopes. Oh, fun. That's fun. And then this one. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to go over here and get just a little bit more to cover up that edge. Just keep working it and you can get more on there. There you go. So that storm blue was just a perfect contrast. Look how the green pops out of it. Is it going to focus? I guess that's focused. What does that say about the image? I don't know. Thank you, Deb. So Deb, what color would you add into this blues and greens, light colors? What color would you pull it up with? Let's think of a dark shade, whether one of these colors just in a darker shade or a contrast color, but because there's a lot of bits down there. So we're layering up. So we could go into the oranges. We could go into I don't know about red. Orange is orange because with the teal it can turn to a rusty, and so I can always make that work. I just don't really work with red that much. But so I have oranges and pinks and purples, and you know, I don't have a ton of colors the way I wish I did, but I'm building up my stash. I got some new background colors. I'm happy about them. That's helping a little bit. What do you think about this color? This is Wild Iris, and so this is just a really deep. I'll hold on a minute so you guys can get a chance to make a comment if you want to. But this one would be one I would gravitate towards. And possibly, see, I don't know why, but when you get into the blue purple, I just don't feel it. But if you're in the eggplant purple, I feel it. So, but then I would feel orange. I even could, it depends. See, like I have this spiced carrot, so it's a little bit toned down. Black, she's so funny. Okay, so let me do this. Let me grab black paper, I think. Let me see what I have for black paper. Then I can just put the gloss on there. And we'll pull it up that way. So, let's try this. Let's do, she's so funny, black, lime green. Okay, so there's that. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to put the gloss on here. Let's go ahead and throw a little bit more. This is something I made out of toilet paper rolls. Kind of looks like dragon scales or leaves. Depends. Just depends. And let's put the gloss on the side here. See if we can get it on there real evenly. Sometimes when I put it on the side of the board, it'll smear. And I don't want that because I want her image that she's envisioned on black to come up as best as we can. So there we go. Okay, let's try that, ladies. Are you ready? This is some black 8.5 by 11 that I have, but I can do 1.5 sheets. Or I could do the one here, and then we could see. Does the envelope work on there? Not quite. I don't want to fuss with them. So I'm just going to overlap these, so we'll have 2 separate ones. Here's the gloss rolled out on the black. It didn't pick up the blues as much. Didn't show up as much as I was hoping. Okay. Oh, goodness gracious me. Okay. Let's see. Oh, and now I see it. Now and eggplant. We'll add eggplant if there's anything left on the board and start going up from there. Oh, wow. Okay, so there it is on black. Look at that. Pop off of there. You see, there you go. The black paper is textured. That probably isn't a great thing. I just went over there out of my filing cabinet and grabbed the first black that I found. Didn't want to leave you guys for too long, but wow. Wow. Can you imagine for collaging? Okay, so now let's throw that eggplant on there. Where'd the eggplant go? Yeah, this is the eggplant. And then I think I found a couple more envelopes. I'm really excited to, every time I do this, I try to get together some envelopes so that I have something when I start getting time to do pen pals or Happy Mail or just thinking of you stuff. I'll have something that I can work with. So this has a lot of different layers. This has every layer that we've been doing so far. And I'm thinking I would like to, let's see if I can use the right side of this. There, we got some dots in there. Wow, I am making a bigger mess out of myself than usual. I'm not saying something. Okay, so what else do I have over here? We have this. That's just more dots though. I guess, oh, let's try this, I guess. It's going to mess up some of our dots. We don't have to do it everywhere. We could just do it on the edge and on the edge. Remember, this is just a cardboard. Yeah, they look a little light on camera. I should have broke it up more so that the contrast of the light, the darks, that's what I tried to do when I did the I don't know. So what I tried to do when I tried to make some of the lines that I was making with this thing, there would have been more darker circles and shapes to pop out. I think it looks better when there's a contrast, and then you can see the texture is really good. I just don't know that you can really, like, I don't know, maybe the background of an ATC card, grungy. It definitely could do grungy. Scarlet, and arrange that with eggplant would be yummy. Wow. Scarlet. Let me find scarlet. I don't know if I have red. I'm really lacking in the red and well, red and what? Red and something colors. I must have set my pink tote somewhere because I'm not seeing the pink tote, the tote with all the pinks in it. But I did find this. We could see what we think of adding some metallic pink tourmaline. I don't know. It'll add some shimmer at least. It's not scarlet, but it's... I definitely need to figure out getting some more colors. This one's kind of fun because it just kind of rolls on there in a way where it's like the metallics. It just almost makes lines. Like the wind's blowing it. Or like you were blowing it with a straw. So now we definitely got to do something else to mess that up. I can't not do that. So I'm going to grab my go-to piece, which is this. Now, I wonder if this would look good coming up on black. I wonder. So let's try that. Let's try going over it in the gloss. And then we'll see about bringing it up on the black. And I think part of it, let me go see if I have some non-textured blacks. I think part of the problem is that wild colors. Oh, I'll tell you. I thought I got wild with the Azo Gold. I was really feeling bold with that, but there's so much more, you know. Now this is it's a new paper pack. I'll bring that. It doesn't seem to have any texture on it, which will be good because I think that's what the main problem with that other one is it has a like a cubed squared texture to it. Waffled almost. Let's try this. Let's bring up our I'm running out of space, ladies. You know you're doing good, I guess, when you're running out of space. I am looking for the clear. And clear gloss medium from Liquitex is what I do when I don't want to bring it up with another color. I don't really want to cover up that pink with another color. I'd like to have it be the last color I put on. Okay, so let's see what happens. This is a smooth. This is cardstock. So this may give us more what we're thinking. And it may not. It may or it may not. So there it is on black. Boy, it almost makes the light green look like silver. That is amazing. Okay, here we go. Boy, look at that. texture in there, and the paper's not textured. That's actually, this texture is from when the other paper was down on it, because the other paper we were using has a texture. It's completely different. That's fun right there. Deb, you really are throwing me on to the wild side. Look at that. I like this. See, I would have never put necessarily, I would have never gone that direction. That's the cool thing about working with you guys, though, is that we can do things and inspire each other, right? It's not just like, oh, I'm here to inspire you. That's not it at all. I just mussed that up a little bit because I don't like it when it has that line. I mean, it is what it is, but I don't like it. So I'm thinking I'm going to try pulling some of this off. I think they have two or three more. I think I might use the white so that the pink will pop off of this, and put it on an ivory envelope. So I'm going to use this area right here. Right there, and I'm going to do this. Right, and then I'm going to do this. Oh, I am so messy today. Do you guys just have messy days? Or, I mean, usually for the longest time I was just messy every day, but I was getting better. And now today I'm just all messy again. Really messy, like setting things in paint. I don't normally do that. Just today. I have. Did anyone else, when you were at Joann Fabrics, I don't know if you have Joann Fabrics where you live, but did anyone else buy the calendar that you have a coupon every month for shopping every month? And so I was going to go in and get some lime green because, ooh, I like that. I like that. Let's see if I can get a little bit more. There we go, and a little bit more. I like that. It just is getting really blended, and that is cool. Okay, so I'm just going to keep doing this for a minute, and then whatever's left we will pull off, and then it's going to be time for me to go because I should be working. I should be, although this is work. This is part of my day job too, but I don't know. Too many things overlapping each other lately. Just this month though. Alrighty, so I'm going to bring this in because I don't want to waste the paint. I have to remember that I have the pink back there. Alright, so I can put this on here. I do know I have the pink back there. I'll break this up so that whatever next layer I put in, that will settle into those grooves. And we have the pink, so I don't know. What did she say earlier? Oh, black paper instead of black paint, just to avoid white peeking through. That, and I just don't, I don't know why I don't pull up with black paint as much. I just haven't. It just hasn't. I don't know. I guess if you think, you know, how people might have, you know, like a go-to style or whatever, that isn't something. I've always just brought it up on black paper. I definitely will practice more with it because I think it's a great idea. I don't even have, like, I'm looking around here and I don't even have a black tube of paint, right? I'm going to throw some of this down here because this will give me some really good contrast. I don't even have like a black thing of paint near me that can give me what I'm looking for. So, but it was easier to go find black paper. Yeah, that just covered up most of what I worked on. So now I'm going to do that again. That pink is down there. It is. Whether it shows up or not, I don't know. Let's pull this up with the ivory again, and we'll do a couple envelopes. Yep, I got to figure out that lime green. You know what was crazy is I went to I went to Michael's when I first started wanting to Gelli Plate again, and I needed a few colors. They were almost out of everything. Then I went to Joann's, and they had quite a bit, and then I went to Hobby Lobby, and they had quite a bit. So I did find some, but it was, you know, quite a search to figure it out. Okay, so this will be part of my Joy of Blue collab. And so that'll be something that I'm killing two birds with one stone, although I don't want to kill birds with stones or without stones, but it's just the saying. Isn't it crazy what we can't say anymore? Not crazy that we shouldn't, just crazy that we have to remember it all. It's a lot. I'm old. I've heard a lot of things. I kind of like this. I'm making the back be as decorative as the front. Alrighty, so I'm going to pull these up. And there's still some of that pink in there. See the pink in there? Kind of a cloudy blue. Boy, this one has a lot of the pink in there. I am going to try to pull up more to this edge and this blotch right here. There we go. Alrighty. Well, I got some more pink in there. Now pink and green. Nah, it is what it is. It is what it is, ladies. Thank you so much for joining me for this week's episode of Gelli Plating. I hope that I inspired you with try gelatos, try watercolor or pastels, all those things. You guys try it. Let me know. Tag me in with Melody Made, and I will check it out, or message me. I appreciate you guys so much. You inspire me. Look at this. This one's thanks to Deb. This one's thanks to Deb. And I will look into getting black. Let's see. I'm going to write this down because these are the things. That's not what I can write it on. These are the things that I walk away and I completely forget. All right. Does anyone else do that? Okay. Let's use this one. So black, scarlet, lime green. Those are for sure colors. Oh, you're welcome, Deb. Oh, hi, Belinda. Lime green would be awesome, Dad. Yep, I'm gonna get probably a big bottle of black, because now it sounds like, I think one of the other reasons that I wasn't using it as much is because when I scan these in, if they're too dark, they really come out muddy when you turn them to digitals. But not everything has to be scanned in. Like this on its own, is really fun to work with. So, but thank you so much, ladies. Big hugs. I will see you. Actually, I will not see you next week personally. I'm going to try to upload something, but I'm going to be out of town. So if I don't upload something, I'll miss you very much. But I will see you the following week. Bye-bye.